Right, YouTube, it's Shadow King Nazaru, and I'm here with my review of Dragon Ball Super, episode 123. We start off with Vegeta writhing in pain as he realizes that he was way in over his head trying to take on Jiren. And as Goku's looking over his body, he realizes that he needs to step up and face off against Jiren once again. And he just stares at Jiren down while Jiren does the same. Meanwhile, Dispo is continually ragdolling Frieza and slamming him towards various pillars. But this is Frieza, and while Dispo was gloating just how strong he was against Frieza, or at least how he thought he was, Frieza basically said that was nothing and that he's more surprised that Dispo thought that was actually impressive towards him, and starts mocking the strength of Universe 11. And Dispo just shocked at Frieza's endurance. And Frieza starts to say that Dispo is annoying and tries to fire his step beams, but Dispo quickly dodges it with his speed, which annoys Frieza. And Frieza being annoyed or having any form of burdens on him is a A in my book. Meanwhile, Topo is busy fighting Android 17 and Gohan, and pretty much giving them a lot of trouble. Android 17 tells Gohan that he should stop trying to coordinate with him, as they've never fought alongside each other before, and before the Tournament of Power even became a thing, they've never even met each other, as far as we know, unless they've met each other during the time skip between the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga. But anyway, Gohan then asks what should they do, to which Android 17 suggests that he should sacrifice himself by pinning Topo, and Gohan tries to eliminate both of them, which Gohan agrees with no better options. So Android 17 confronts Topo, and Topo uses his Justice Grip to grab Android 17's arm in a very painful hold. But Android 17 throws up his barrier and tries to keep Topo locked, to which Gohan proceeds to fire his Kamehameha at both of them, and so he can eliminate both of them. But Topo proceeds to attack Android 17's ribs, which causes Android 17 to lose concentration and break his barrier, and Topo manages to dodge the attack and just barely avoids getting rained out. Then we cut back to Goku fighting Jiren, and Goku starting to gauge Jiren, and at the sides, we had some interesting bits where before Jiren told Vegeta, he said, "Warrior, sleep." Basically just saying that Vegeta should just give up. And Universe 11's Supreme Kai tried to sugarcoat this by saying, hey, at least Jiren acknowledged Vegeta as a warrior. So that means that Vegeta's earned Jiren's respect. But everybody in Universe 7 knew the truth, that basically they were just patronizing them. And back to the present, they're starting to wonder why Goku hasn't started trying to attack. And Piccolo says that Jiren will, no, not Piccolo, Tien says that a long distance attack won't work, as both Goku and Vegeta have used their best attacks against Jiren, which had little to no effect on him. So Piccolo deduces that it's going to have to be in close range combat, but Jiren's not someone to take lightly. So Goku starts then trying to attack Jiren up close, while dodging his attack with instant transmission. But he's doing something different. He's planting these little bits of ki all over the floor and surrounding Jiren with them. And Jiren starts to come get closer to Goku. He lands on the ki blast, and they act like ki landmines. Now, really did like this, as this was Goku using his head, and once again proving that he's not stupid. As he's starting to come up with strategies to weather Jiren down his defenses so he can actually create an opening and take Jiren out. Unfortunately, Jiren is just continuously tanking this, so Goku has to resort to using the Destructive Disc, or as it's known as the Kienzan in the Japanese dub, which literally translates to Energy Cutter, and just keeps throwing them at Jiren, to which Jiren is able to just either punch them away or catch one and try to throw it back at Goku. And they just keep just changing blows, with Jiren cornering Goku near the ledge of the tournament, and excuse me, what was it? Alright. Yeah, Jiren had Goku cornered and just keep throwing barrages while Goku blocks. But Goku jumps and then has the Kienzans that were left cut a little bit of the arena off and have Jiren drop from the ring, almost getting him eliminated. And this was a nice bit of moment, because this was actually Krillin's strategy back when Goku was recruiting Krillin, and it was something he used during their sparring match. And Krillin realized that, and he was really happy. So this was a really nice moment, as while Krillin has already been eliminated, Goku is using his technique and fighting with him in spirit. That's a nice bonding moment. Unfortunately, Jiren is the main antagonist of this saga, so he can't be eliminated that easy. So he just powers up and jumps off from a tiny rock that's smaller than his feet. Physics be damned. And we get to see that Jiren is really, really pissed that Goku outsmarted him. And he just continues to walk closer to Goku, even landing on the mines that continue to not do any damage to him. And then Jiren charges his fist with a ki, and then just throws a punch. And it just barely misses Goku, but the power is just so great that Goku is just stunned by it, and he's just so traumatized by how powerful it was that it causes him to lose Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. And then he just leaves himself wide open to flurry of Jiren's powered up punches, but with Goku barely standing. But Goku says that even though Jiren is really powerful and amazing, he still can't give up fighting. And this causes Vegeta to find the resolve to continue fighting. And then they both power up to Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, with Goku adding the addition of Kaioken. And then Vegeta starts remembering his promise to revive Universe 6 with the Super Dragon Balls, so he can see Planet Zadal and visit his pupil Kabe. And this causes him to transform into a different form, which looks like Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but with a darker shade of blue hair. His eyes have different colors, and his pupils are more noticeable. And he's got a little bit more muscle to him. A lot of people say that it's kind of like with Super Vegeta back in the Cell Saga. So a lot of them calling it Ascended Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Royal Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but there's no official name, so I'm not gonna come up with some fan name. I'm just gonna wait until we get an official name for it. But basically, it's not, from what the direction is gathering, this form is basically on par with Goku's Kaioken, but not on par with Goku's Ultra Instinct. And we see that both of Goku and Vegeta start clashing with Jiren at the same time, and they're actually even getting to land a couple of hits on him. And we notes that while Goku and Vegeta are working together, they're not synchronizing their fights in unison. but that's actually working in their favor as it makes them more unpredictable. And Beerus just says, screw it, as long as they can beat Jiren, I don't care if they're not sicking well. But Jiren just pushes them back with his attack, and they just continue staring at each other. And the episode ends off with only 7 minutes remaining in the Tournament of Power. All in all, I really did like this episode. We got some clever strategy from Goku, and a nice callback to him paying respect to his friends by using using their own techniques against Jiren. So they're basically helping him out in spirit. Vegeta's actually showing concern towards Universe 6 and using that to drive him and help him gain a new power. It's good to see Android 17 and Gohan try to come up with some strategies against Toppo, even though it didn't work in their favor. And Frieza got pissed off because things aren't going his way. So all in all, really like episode 123. Looking forward to episode 124. I'll catch you guys later.